YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another video from Fantasy GoodeSports, guys. And today's video is going to be on 12 players that I cannot stop drafting in 2025. Also, guys, these are must-have guys that I think you need to try to get on your team. So these guys are at all different types of ADPs, but I cannot stop drafting when their ADP come up. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said, guys. This is a 70% hit rate channel that you are looking at. So with no further ado, let's begin. Guys, remember to sign up for the listener leagues. I'm drafting listener leagues right now as we speak, right? So make sure you sign up as a member. I got 4 different tiers. So sign up, guys. You're going to get prizes. You're going to get perks. You also get your questions answered a little bit quicker than the other people. So you want to be part of that, guys. This is a growing channel. So you want to be grandfather clause in, because you get in free leagues when you're a member. You don't have to pay for entry fees. So make sure you become a member. All right. So, guys, I got 12 guys. Make sure you watch the whole video. I got some bonus guys, too. And I'm going to start from 12 to 1. So, the first guy that I want to talk about, and I talked about this guy in a lot of videos, but I'm going to talk about a lot of the same players in different videos because these guys can roll over to other type of must-have, sleepers, can't stop drafting, all the good stuff that we talk about in fantasy. But the first guy I want to talk about for my number 12 guy is going to be Isaiah Likely. Now, listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't overanalyze what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Mark Andrews is not the future. So this is not a dynasty video, but this is definitely great for dynasty. Isaiah Likely, guys, is going to be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. And this year, I'm counting on him to be that because I think they kind of have Isaiah Likely snap percentage is going to go up. I think he might have the same snap percentage as Mark Andrews. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's really saying this, but this is what they're trying to move on. They're trying to get Isaiah Likely into a main role on this team. Now, Mark Andrews is going to always be a great red zone target. So I'm not saying that Mark Andrews suck. I'm not saying Mark Andrews can't be a Hall of Famer someday. Because if you look at Mark Andrews' numbers, it's elite. Is elite. He got that drop pass in the playoff game. That's the only thing that you can really talk junk about Mark Andrews. But Mark Andrews is a good player, but he's getting ready to get faded out of this offense as far as being an elite target getter all throughout the field. Now, he's going to be great in the red zone and the green zone, but Isaiah Likely is going to be the guy that teams are going to try to stop before the season is over. They're going to say, you know what, Isaiah Likely is one of the best players on this team. So I'm trying to get Isaiah Likely because this is going to be a big growth for him this season. As far as his targets, I think his targets double. I think his yards double. And I think his touchdowns double. And he's playing with one of the best quarterbacks that we ever saw with Lamar Jackson. And if you play with Lamar Jackson, your numbers is going to be good. Guys, you remember Willie Snead? Do you remember Willie Snead? Willie Snead made the Pro Bowl. He was the number 1 wide receiver when Lamar Jackson won his first MVP. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on to my number 11 guy. And this guy I've talked about in other videos too, and it's going to be Xavier Worthy for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the reason why I love Xavier Worthy, guys, remember they have a certain role for these type of players on this team. So remember Mecole Hardman, remember Tyreek Hill. These guys got manufactured targets early in their career before they became the wide receiver. Well, at least Tyreek. Mecole Hardman was always a gadget guy, but I think Xavier Worthy is going to have that role, and he's going to take his game to the next level for us making big plays because he's very fast, like Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying he's going to be Tyreek Hill, but he's going to be way better than Mecole Hardman. And Mecole Hardman was a top 14, top 16 receiver multiple times. Even Jerick McKinnon played that role a little bit at the running back position where they would put him in motion and get him the ball around the red zone. And that's what Xavier Worthy is going to be. If you go look at PFF and look at Xavier Worthy targets in the green zone, it's elite. It doesn't look like D-Hop. It doesn't look like Julio Jones. It looks like the Kansas City Chiefs when they get guys in motion and get the defense swaying and get the defense eyes off balance, and you don't know what they're going to hit you with. They don't run about with Isaiah Pacheco. That's why I'm fading Isaiah Pacheco. I'm not drafting no Isaiah Pacheco because they don't need him. Then he have good games in the playoffs, but they don't get down there and try to run the ball in. They trying to get Pat Mahomes to throw that ball in there or let him run it in there. So that's going to help Xavier Worthy, guys. So this guy's going to probably have 10 receiving or rushing and receiving together, have 10 touchdowns. So you want this guy on your team because the Kansas City is an elite offense. All right, let's go on to my number 10 guy. My number 10 guy is going to be Ladd McConkey. Yes, guys, Ladd McConkey. And the reason why I like Ladd McConkey, guys, he's a slot guy. And you know, in today's NFL, the slot guy can lead the team in targets. When Wes Welker and Randy Moss was on the same team, you know who got more targets? Because you know Randy Moss is a Hall of Famer. Wes Welker would never be a Hall of Famer. But you know who led that team in targets? Wes Welker. So you don't have to overanalyze it. Well, Randy Moss is this and da. It doesn't matter. The slot guy gonna get more targets. Ladd McConkey gonna move in the slot. That's probably why they drafted guys like Trey Harris, and they still got Quentin Johnson. They want Ladd to work the middle of the field, and he's really good. He knows how to sit down in zone coverage, and he's good enough and really athletic to beat man coverage. People don't know that. He's one of the most athletic people in the NFL. Shh. Uh-oh. He's one of the most athletic people in the NFL. Look at his numbers. I said what I said. Let's move on to my next guy. And this is another guy that I talked about a lot. My number 9 guy is going to be Chuba Hubbard from the Carolina Panthers. You're like, well, that offense is not good, and Bryce had a few good games at the end, but I don't want to trust it. Well, that's what's wrong with y'all. That's why a lot of us haven't really, and including myself, haven't made it and hit big in this life because we always want safe stuff. Guys, if you look at Google wasn't safe. Google wasn't safe. Amazon wasn't safe. It's a lot of things out here, guys, that people say, well, I'm not doing that because who's going to do that? And they end up hitting. So you got to take an opportunity. So Chuba Hubbard on this team, I think this team is ready to grow. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the growth. I'm not looking what you was doing yesterday. I'm looking for you, how you're going to be moving forward. And I think this Carolina Panthers team is going to be one of the best running offenses in the league. If you go back and look at the head coach, that's what he does. He's really good at establishing the line of scrimmage. That's why they brought him in. Also, to help Bryce Young. And Bryce Young, guys, the last 5 games, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Look at PFF, his win shares. Look at his passing rating. And look at the last 5 games. He's up there with some of the elite guys like Lamar, Josh Allen. He was doing stuff better than they were. I'm not saying he better than them, but he changed his whole trajectory the last 6 games of last year. So I think Chuba Hubbard is going to benefit. When they get down into that green zone, Brooks is not there. I know a lot of you was talking about Brooks last year. Brooks ain't there. I don't care nothing about none of the backup running backs. Chuba's going to get all those green zone touches, and that's why I'm drafting Chuba for 10 rushing touchdowns, about 1,300 yards rushing. That's what Chuba going to do. So as long as he's healthy, right? That's for every fantasy player. All right, let's move on to my number 8 guy. This is going to be a tight end. This guy could be a top 3 tight end easily. It's going to be George Kittle. With Debo gone, George Kittle going to eat. If you go back and watch Debo and George Kittle whole career together, it was always this. If Debo ate, George Kittle had an average or below average game. If George Kittle ate, Debo had a below average game. It was like that every single time. It was maybe one game where they both was top 5 at their position. So now with Debo being gone, because they occupy the same spot on the field most of the time, that's where they eat at. They eat in the middle of between the linebackers and stuff. Now with no Debo being there and Ricky Pearsall taking over more of that role that Debo did, so that he's not going to be running the ball. So George Kittle's going to get more passing targets, and that's going to make George Kittle be a better player. And you know, Brock Purdy loves George Kittle. So do I. So I think George Kittle is a top 3 talent, and I think that's great value. Let's go on, guys. I don't want to hold this video up. My number 7 guy is going to be Devon Achane from the Miami Dolphins. We know that Tua don't want to take any more big hits. So hopefully he can stay in the pocket and deliver to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. That's when this team thrives. But also getting Devon Achane out in space and getting the ball out quick to him, that helps this offense too. So hopefully they can make it a balance between the two. And Devon Achane could be a top 5 player, and so could Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle, or maybe all 3 of them are top 12 together, right? They all are doing really big things. If you go back and look at a couple years ago, they all was big players. Jalen Waddle was a good player. Tyreek Hill was a good player. Devon Achane was a good player. Tua was a good player. So maybe that can happen this year. Now, the guy that I'm willing to bet on I'm taking Tyreek at his dip. I didn't have him on this list, but I want to mention him because I love Tyreek. I think Tyreek's going to have a good career. I mean, a good season this season. But Devon Achane is going to catch probably more passes than any running back in the league, and he did it last year. He was averaging like 6 catches a game, and he had 6 receiving touchdowns. I think there's only been like 2 running backs to ever have 6 receiving touchdowns. That's like Marshall Faulk and Devon Achane. Go vet me, guys. Put it in the comment section. Put the 100% in the comment section and let me know what I'm saying and vet me on that. Right? Also, guys, you got any comments about you don't agree with the list, please let me know, guys. I'm open-minded. We all got different ideas, and that's what Fantasy Good Sports is about. I respect other people, but we also want to compete and see who's going to be right. So go in the comment section and say, well, this is a guy, Terry, that I like. I don't think this guy's going to hit Terry. That's good. I love that. It helps us grow. Or TD, right? Because they call me work at TD. Call me Terry at work, but my friends call me TD, so forgive me. But let's move on. My next guy's going to be a quarterback. And it's going to be Dak Prescott. Now, listen, there's a lot of great value at the quarterback position this year. But Dak Prescott with 2 weapons like George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, he has to be a top 5 quarterback almost. If not, they're going to waste that pick on George Pickens. If you go back and watch Dak Prescott, he even had 2 kind of MVP seasons. One season he got hurt. The other one, they just lost in the playoffs. But, hey, Dak Prescott can be a top 2, top 1, top whatever 5 quarterback at any given time. So I'm betting on him to do that with the weapons. You don't go get George Pickens to run the ball more. You don't not draft a running back early to run the ball a lot. They don't have any really true bell cows on this team. And the guys, they can play as a committee, but I don't have a bell cow. So I think it's going to be a passing offense, even though Brian Schottenheimer is usually a good running coordinator. I think they're going to be passing the ball a lot. So I want Dak Prescott. Moving on to my number 5 guy is Josh Jacobs. And I got to put some respect on Josh Jacobs' name. I have to put some respect on Josh Jacobs' name. Josh Jacobs, guys, he just, wait up this and this and this. And here you go, top 5, 12 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. And we don't really see it because he's not maybe making a lot of big plays like some of the other running backs. It doesn't matter. Josh Jacobs, when he's getting the workload and he's healthy, he's a top 12 running back every single season. So make sure you draft this guy, guys. Don't fade Josh Jacobs. I kind of faded him last year, not because I thought he was terrible, but I didn't think they would ever really run the ball a lot. But at the end of the season, when Jordan Love wasn't doing as good and some of the wide receivers were hurt, Josh Jacobs took over this team and took this team to the playoffs. So I got to put some respect on them this year. So Josh Jacobs. Going into my number 4 guy is going to be Lamar Jackson, guys. And the reason why I like Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for dual threat and throwing. So I'm not worried about him. No matter what, you can't stop it. You stop the pass, he gonna run. You stop the run, he gonna pass. He gonna give me points regardless, and I'm going down with that ship. He's so spectacular. As long as he's healthy, I feel great. I feel great having Lamar Jackson. I'm like, man, I got this ceiling. I got a great floor. This shit is awesome. Like, that's why I love Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen kind of got that too. But I prefer Lamar for my personal reasons. I'm not telling anybody to try to fade none of these guys or that Lamar is way better than Josh. I just think Lamar, the way this team evolves around Lamar, I like that. So I'm on Lamar. All right, moving on, guys. We got 3 more guys, and I got a couple of bonus guys. But number 3 is going to be Brock Bowers. Anytime that you are lining up as a wide receiver and getting open against corners, and then the team knows that and they going to hyper target you, this guy might be a top 5 wide receiver if you compare him with wide receivers. Now, a lot of people are saying fade him and sell him in Dynasty. Listen, that's too much. I'm not going to buy the car of my dreams and just sell it because somebody want to give me a lot of money for it. Like, if you love it, you stick with it. If I think Brock Bowers is good, I'm drafting him. I'm not going to overthink it and try to trade him at the right time. That shit is too much. Makes fantasy not even fun. Brock Bowers is good. If he don't play good, he just don't play good. But it's not a bad pick to pick him. This guy is elite. He's been great ever since he came out of high school. Right? So I'm picking Brock Bowers. Moving on to my number 2 guy, it's going to be Malik Neighbors. And I'm with Malik because it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They got some veterans. They got Jameis Winston, who make top 5 wide receivers every time he played. Russell Wilson, who had a couple top 5 wide receivers in his time. I think DK was a top 5 wide receiver, and I think Tyler Lockett was a top 12 wide receiver. So we know that Russell can have some good games for the passing game, which is going to help Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is very special. If you look at the end of last year, he had 2 or 3 really good games that made him kind of top 12. But he struggled a little bit because the quarterback position struggled. So yeah, Malik Neighbors. And last but not least, guys, is going to my number 1 guy that I cannot stop drafting, that is a must-have player, is going to be CMC. Yes, CMC. And the reason why I love CMC, guys, he's one of the best players to ever play the game. Yeah, he gets nicked up, but it's not like he broke his leg in 2 spots. He got a bad concussion and he's been getting a lot of concussions. No, it's all about like soft tissue injuries, just because it's a lot of workload on his plate. So last year he didn't play that much, so he's healthy. So I'm going to bet on him this year because I don't have to draft him at the 1-on-1. And I've told y'all that for years. I haven't been right because he got hurt. I've been right because I thought we was overpaying for a running back, especially after multiple years of being at number 1. If you've been at number 1 for multiple years, if I can't get you at the 1-9 or 110, I don't want to draft you because I don't want to take you number 1 overall and you go down. That's going to be my fault. It's hard for a running back. Everybody's not Derrick Henry. Everybody's not going to stay healthy for 8 years straight. So I'm willing to take CMC at the end of the 1st round. If he make it to the 2nd round, championship. That means I can get 2 elite players with CMC. Oh, my goodness. This guy's going to average, 18 to 20 points a game if he's healthy? And I'm willing to take that risk. All right. So, guys, here's a couple bonus guys. One is Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin is a good running back, and he's going 3rd or 4th round. Now they do got Rashad White there, but Bucky is the guy. We know that Bucky hits that hole and he know how to read the offensive line. He's great with this team. So Bucky's they're gonna run Bucky in the ground. I think he's gonna get more carries than he got last year. Rashad White might get faded out a little bit, but he's still coming on third down to keep the whole team fresh. Sean Tucker might even play a little bit, but Bucky is the guy. And at his ADP, it doesn't matter if he get all the goal line touches because his ADP is safe. It's at 4th or 5th round. You just want good players on your team. And the next guy's Alvin Kamara. I don't care what the quarterback situation. They signed Alvin to a new deal last year because he's a good player. So even if he gets traded, it's going to be good. I don't care what happens. Alvin Kamara's there. He's going to get the workload. He's going to catch passes. He don't need touchdowns. He's one of the safest players in PPR because he catch 5 or 6 passes when everything is good, right? When they have a decent quarterback. And I believe they're going to be decent. The guy's going to be decent enough to get Alvin Kamara the ball. Not to win games, but to get Alvin Kamara the game. Get Alvin Kamara the ball. So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Fantasy Good Sports. Make sure you sign up as a member of the channel. Guys, I got Listen Leagues. I know y'all want to beat me. I know you want to prove that you know more football than me, so get in the Listen League and beat me, right? I don't win them all, right? And I know you want to come up and talk about you beating me, so you can do that by joining my Listen Leagues, but you got to be a member first, and I got 4 different tiers so everybody can afford it. I got a $20 tier all the way down to a $1 tier. Now, the $1 tier, you might not get high-end prizes and all the perks, but you still in there and you still can get in some free leagues. So, depending on what you can afford, you can get better prizes and better situations, guys. So make sure you sign up as a member to support the channel, right? Remember, you're trying to support me too. All right, guys. See y'all guys later. Y'all be safe. Peace.